Hey guys, welcome back to episode 28, I believe, in the Let's Play series. So it's been about a day since the last episode where I tried to play and I got a lot of disconnects. And I did want to say a big thank you to all you subscribers, all you listeners, all you watchers. We've cracked 500 subscribers, which is a pretty amazing feat. I definitely did not expect that at all. So again, a huge thank you to you guys. We are going to actually try and keep these at normal speed now and go through the analysis of the bases a little bit more, talk you through what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and hopefully help you out more because we are getting a little bit higher in the trophy leaderboards. We're at 996. We around throne room 5. So it's time to start actually fighting, strongish opponents. You'll see people that actually know what they're doing, people that are making base designs. It's like this one again, it is a fairly decent base. His troop selection, it appeared he had a lot of cannons. I really took a quick glance at it, and that's a bad troop selection for defense. Cannons aren't that good, and they cost way too many points. In the low levels here, you do want to use a lot of paladins. They have a lot of life. They don't die to the sword rain spell. And then also here, we're going to take a look at his base design. So the bomb towers are very ineffective. It's so easy to take down the towers and then kick the bombs back with your hero. Yeah, he does have a lot of cannons. You can see he's got a wave here just of 2 cannons, which would be way more effective just having 3 paladins and 1 knight. You'll notice his bomb towers aren't really doing anything at all, and none of my troops are dying, which is really making it easy for us to go through the base. His gargoyle tower here is in a good position because I've built up a huge amount of knight army, and you can see most of the knights that get touched with fire are going to die. But it's a little too late for any defensive structures to actually work effectively. You can see we have a big amount of troops. We have a minute left to attack and destroy his castle gates. He put all his defenses, or 4 of them at least, in the end area right here, which I don't like doing, especially in the corners, because in those corner spots you can attack both the castle gate and the towers in those corner spots. So you saw I put a hammer strike right in that corner, and it hits not only the tower but the castle gate as well. So I definitely don't like using those 2 corner spots. The ones that are closer or further away from the castle gate is not a bad spot. So if you are going to put defensive structures by the castle gate, then put them more towards, more away from the castle gate. So we're going to start looking for bases that are giving us at least like 75,000. So here is a straight base, but it looks to be not as powerful as you'd like it to be, but this base will probably generate some gems for the user, for Kara 51RS. So straight bases, they are effective at actually killing the hero, because you can put a lot of damage from all your towers and your traps and put it really close together. So with these kind of bases, there's a good chance that the hero will die if you rush forward. So the way to prevent that and to work on attacking these bases are to take it a little bit slower. So you see, we can call our troops, make sure that they stay together. We can also summon out a lot more cannons and have the cannons sit back nicely and shoot away. So cannons are very, very effective against a straight base. You'll notice our hero does take quite a bit of damage. See, he does have a good amount of waves as well. Wave points. He has a lot of paladins, which making it a lot tougher. So we're actually going to sit back here. We're going to call the cannons back some. And try and avoid those bombs there. Let our hero regenerate. And then going to come up here. Good use of pyromancers and his waves there. You can see his pyromancers took out all my cannons. So now I just have an army of knights here. And you see we got to the castle gate in about a minute. By taking it slow, taking our time, recovering our hero, making sure we have enough life to get through, we're able to come and destroy the gate pretty easy. We don't have that many reinforcement troops behind back there. You can see it on the little mini-map. But we do have a nice army that is clumped up. And the downside to the straight base is it is actually really, really quick for the troops to run from your tent all the way up to the castle gate. Because the road is not curved and pathed. It doesn't have extra spaces. That's a nice find right there. We got 7 gems in that chest. So this is a very interesting base design. If it seems like he didn't use all his towers. If you would have put these towers down more in the corners here, this could be an effective base, especially putting the towers more up here. Because this is towards this castle gate where your waves are going to come closer. One of the strategies I like to use is to build your defenses more towards the castle gates. And the reason why I like that approach is because your castle gate spawns your troops. And so your troops want to get into the action as soon as possible. And so if you make the hero actually have to run all the way up through the initial part of your maze, and not only does he have to run up there, but his troops also have to run up there as well. And your troops that you spawn out of your tents, they're not that fast. It does take a good amount of time to get through the wave pass and get to the castle gate. So if you have enough defensive structures right around there, you're going to have troops that have to walk a long distance, as you can see here on the mini-map. So if I spawn troops, they're going to spawn right there, and now they have to walk all this distance up here to get to the hero and to get to the fight. The further on that you put your defenses towards your castle gate, the more distance that your troops have to actually walk to get into the fight. And that also means the opposite. That means the shorter distance that your opponent's troops have to actually walk to get into the fight. So that's one of the things that I like to do. That is, I don't know if it's necessarily the best approach. It always worked out fairly well for me. I like that. And it seemed to make sense in my mind that having your defenses more towards the end of the base would make it, easier for my defensive troops to get into the fight and harder for the offensive troops to get up there. Because as the fights go on, too, you also have to think about timing and when you're going to spawn your troops. So it's a lot harder to time the spawning of the right troops when the defensive structures are deeper in the base versus right in the very beginning. Wow, we got lucky and got all 3 treasure chests. A ton of bread right there, which is really nice. And the people that have followed me in the Let's Play series here probably have noticed that we haven't actually used the Facebook food feature very often. We haven't really needed to. I mean, there's been times where we played, 30 minutes straight or so, and maybe we used it once. But as long as you just log in here and there and collect your food, and then make sure that when you are going to attack, you have like a full silo, it seems to work out pretty well. So we do want to work on upgrading our knight eventually to level 7. And we'll go ahead and actually upgrade our hammerstrike since we have enough money. And then the next thing we'll want to upgrade is our sword rain to get that to level 4 so it can help kill pyromancers and frosters a lot easier. Because you're going to start noticing players that have higher level ranged troops and they're not going to die in one hit, and that will cause you to pretty much lose the battle. If your sword rain can't kill the ranged troops in one hit, they're going to do a massive amount of damage to you, and it's going to be very, very hard for you to get through the base. So you notice the game crashed again. Like I said, it does crash fairly often. I don't know why. Thankfully, it doesn't crash in battle for me. It crashes as I'm trying to like touch different things. So I think they've discussed this, and people come across the conclusion that it's a memory leak. So hopefully they can fix this in future patches so it doesn't crash and so it doesn't have to go down to these load screens and waste, a minute or two. And we will start actually using the favorite list a little bit more. To actually save big loot opponents. So here's a big loot opponent here. General Taraku. This guy actually was the one that got the nod by Flare Games, and we did a rate my base on. So we'll go and actually see if he's changed anything, see if he's made his base better. He's going to give us a lot of loot if we can beat him. Hopefully we still can beat him. We'll see. He said he did get 1,000 free gems from Flare Games for getting selected. So definitely go to the official Royal Revolt Facebook page, put your name down, and try and win those free gems. I believe we're going to try and do 2 this coming week. So I'm not sure exactly on the schedule. So yeah, like I said, I believe we're going to start doing 2. Don't quote me on that, but we'll see. We'll see. You can see he does have a very nice gargoyle tower right there that does a lot of damage to all my knights. So I'm going to bring in another cannon. And then here's another gargoyle tower, which is going to be very, very good for him and bad for me. So again, I brought out another cannon. Now I'll slowly bring out some more knights. And I'm actually going to have to sit back here and regenerate some, because you see my health is almost dead. And I definitely don't want to die. So you just take a few seconds. The Froster's doing a nice job of diverting the cannon's attention. And you'll notice the reason the hero is dying quite a bit is because he has a lot of archers. He's got a good mix of Frosters. I don't know if there's any Pyromancers in here. I can't recall. So it's going to be really close. We have a good amount of army coming, which is good. And we're cutting it down to the wire. I think we're going to be able to get it, but we won't get 100%. But still, it's better to take the 99% or 98% rather than going to try and get the other tower. Because if you don't destroy the castle gate, you get like a 70% or so. The castle gate is worth a lot of percentage, and that's where most of the money is. And most of the trophies, So I think that will do it for this episode here. It's going on about 15 minutes now. We'll go and use some of our money that we got to upgrade a few of our things. The bright side, a lot of our stuff is very, very cheap to upgrade still. And then we'll finish this off by looking at our defense history here. So you can see we're using a straight base. And you see we are very, very weak to Firestorm. We have all wood barriers and wood towers. So very, very weak to Firestorm. And we're getting farmed a lot by this person. Please make me win. Alright, thanks for watching. Again, thanks for the subscribes. Please tell your friends, share the videos, and hopefully we'll get out some more contests and giveaways and prizes and stuff in the near future. Again, thanks.